around and get to that point, get to the top. That's an NBA Finals special moment right there. And we're going to need more of them. His impact on the game on both ends of the court. It's a big time block. That's what he's capable of.
In the meantime, Chris Middleton went for 40. Just what did you think of kind of his takeover there as it goes from tied to you guys up late in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I think you need somebody that can make those shots. He and Giannis in a pick and roll. Giannis setting great screens, and Chris, I thought he had some good looks, kind of early, and but then he just stayed with it, and credit for him. A lot of big, tough shots, and then the tough finish in transition. He was special. So a lot of good stuff from Chris, and defensively too. I think he's given us a lot on that end. So, yeah.
Tim,
you talk all the time about the work that Chris and Giannis have done over the past 8 years together to kind of build you guys to this moment. How fitting was it to you that those were the two guys that down the stretch of this game kind of pulled you guys out of the fire and kept you in the series?
Yeah, no, I think to see the conversation or the engagement between those two, and Giannis talking about what we wanted to do offensively, and a lot of it comes down to just getting Chris into a good spot and him being unselfish, and then Chris delivering. But a lot of reps, a lot of experiences together. We need that going forward.
Jim here up front.
And Mike, I guess pregame talked a little bit about Pat shooting, so he hits the corner three that puts you guys up. And then I think Devin Booker wanted that switch on Pat late, and then Pat with the contest. Could you just speak a little bit about those two plays and what they meant to?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, we were able to get a stop and, I think get a push up the court. They showed a crowd. They showed, extra bodies on Giannis. He made a great read, great decision, great look by Pat. He makes it. And then defensively, his athleticism, his ability to kind of, get to a contest and, help us defensively. He's done it all year. And so, a couple big plays from Pat.
Kind of along the same lines with Drew. I would imagine this might have been one of his more frustrating games. We'll ask him that later. But to rebound and then to kind of work with Giannis to have that turnover late as well. Mental toughness there, I'm guessing, for his part to not sort of lose it there.
Yeah, no, I think, this is kind of a mental toughness win for us. I think both teams are scrapping. And, I thought Drew made several winning plays late. The steal. I thought he came up with a big defensive rebound in traffic. He came up with a big offensive rebound. So I think for him just to stick with it, the mental toughness that you mentioned, it's how he's built. He's a winner, and he made a lot of winning plays those last 3 or 4 minutes.
On your right, Sam.
But late when Devin seemed like he was almost trying to intentionally foul Drew, which would make no sense when he had 5. But I mean, did you get an explanation on how the whistle didn't blow there, and in general your thoughts on Devin's night?
Yeah, I guess I'll go the first one. I think, there was just a little bit of a mix-up. I think they called the foul a little bit earlier on somebody other than Booker. So I think there was a little bit of confusion, just in general, both, the players and I think Booker just went to the bench, thought he had fouled out, and the foul was on somebody else. There's a little bit of, like I said, confusion, mix-up. Not that big a deal. I don't know. Was there 7-10 seconds left? So I thought it was pretty late. But anyways, as far as Booker's night, he's hitting, contested, tough shots. I think we just got to keep making him work for everything. Maybe we're able to get a couple stops late, but he's a heck of a player. Bounce back game from him, which is exactly what we expected. We just got to keep making him work for everything he gets.
Ben?
Hey, but it seems like we're at this point where both teams know what each other is running. There's a lot of familiarity, and it's going to come down to basically who makes the best plays outside of the framework of the offense or defense. Is that what you see now that it's kind of in this gridlock stage?
Yeah, I mean, there's the familiarity is certainly there. They do a lot of Really, good stuff offensively, creative. Monty does a great job. Their players. So I think, you still got to be on point. There's got to be a mental focus. But then, at the end of the day, you got to find a way to get the 50-50 balls, the rebounds. We got to have great spacing. We got to be in attack mode. So I think both teams are familiar, but they still got to execute down the stretch. You got to make plays down the stretch. It's going to be that kind of series, it feels like.
Jeff towards the center.
Mike, 33 field goal attempts for Chris tonight. What was happening offensively for you guys, and then maybe defensively on the other end that allowed him to, take so many shots? And did you notice early that was going to be the kind of game that was needed, 33 attempts from him?
No, on the early part, I did think that, he got a couple good looks. We in general got a couple good looks. It's always, you feel like you want to convert those. And then he just got, he stuck with it. Again, I think, both Drew and Giannis, and really even Tuck and Pat, finding ways to get him and get him late, set screens for him. So I didn't feel it early, but, as the game went on, and I thought Giannis found him on some kickouts, some offensive rebounds. It's just a variety of ways he gets to 33 shots and 40 points. But late, obviously the ball was in his hands a ton.
Go to Mara on Zoom.
Question from David Aldridge over Zoom.
But it seemed like maybe you were going with Teague a little bit more tonight. Did you like what he was able to do in terms of picking CP up 94 feet? It looked like on multiple possessions, and maybe that has a cumulative effect over 48 minutes.
Yeah, no, I think Jeff has been good for us, and as a group, we're trying to just make things difficult on both Paul and Booker, and Jeff's been a part of that. His minutes I think have been really good, and he can play with Drew. Drew can play off the ball. So I think the more guys we can throw at them, you need every little bit you can, defensively to continue to make it, hard and difficult on these guys.
You have one more on Zoom?
We'll go over to Davide.
Hey, Coach, going back to Chris, what do you think makes him an all-star and a player capable of being decisive in a game, in a finals game?
I mean, there's so many things, Chris, to be, playing at the level he is and, delivering for his teammates. It's a long laundry list, but I think the care factor is off the charts. He wants to win. He's obviously a great shooter, great passer, playmaker. I think he makes, winning plays on the defensive end. He's just, he's an all-around good player. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.